Hey everybody, and welcome to another episode here at Tribal Trades, the daily show coming at you from the great state of Florida. One hell of a drug. And I do want to welcome you to the channel wherever you are tuning in from around the world. Thanks for watching. The title of today's show is this the saddest chart in crypto? I'm going to get your thoughts on that. I'm going to share that in just a moment and a whole bunch more. But before we do that, smash the like button. This does help get this channel out to more people and, of course, does help support the channel, as does your wonderful comments that you take the time to write. I take the time to read them and respond. So let's have a look at this chart. It is the change in Bitcoin ownership in 2025. And what we have seen is that a whopping minus 247,000 Bitcoin from individuals, while governments, funds and ETFs and businesses and other have basically stacked and has been buying money from individuals that have sold off their Bitcoin there. And it is quite a sad chart because Bitcoin is meant to represent freedom from the institutions, yet it is the institutions that are buying up the Bitcoin and individuals that have been selling it off there. And you know what? In some part, people taking profits in Bitcoin, maybe using it to buy a house or business or retire themselves, I can totally understand, and that is that financial freedom. So do you think this is the saddest chart in Bitcoin? Yes or no? I'd love to know your thoughts there. What I think is sad, though, whether that's the saddest chart or not, this has to be one of the saddest stories I've ever seen. The Financial Times, so-called financial expert, thinks that her teeth are scarce and they're not worth billions of dollars, trying to compare her teeth with Bitcoin. And you can see her interview with Michael Saylor. If you can get through it, you'll find it online somewhere. I'm not going to share it here. It's just too painful. Be careful who you follow and who you listen to when somebody doesn't understand technology or finance and begins to compare their teeth with Bitcoin. Okay, hilarious there. And the number of wallets holding at least one Bitcoin has dropped by over 5,000 over the past 2 months. That means people, these are these individuals that have been dropping their Bitcoin, maybe they owned one or a bit less than one, have been taking profits, maybe didn't take profits at 109,000, and now we hit 105,000, are concerned that that may be it, and are locking those in while the institutions in Wales are mopping those up. Now, just a quick word of warning for those who might be on Coinbase or have accounts on Coinbase. Coinbase they said it was a victim of a cyber attack. It was not a cyber attack. Okay. The criminals found Coinbase employees that were overseas. They were bribed and they got this information and gave it to the criminals, including name, address, phone, email, the last 4 digits of Social Security, bank account details, government ID, images, driver's license, passport, unbelievable, account data, and so forth. Absolutely unbelievable. And somebody actually said that they were contacted by one of the scammers, and this is what they do. They call or text to tell you that, oh, your Coinbase account got compromised. Maybe you got an email. Don't click on anything. Don't go off any text message, and don't anybody who calls you. How do you verify this? Go to the Coinbase website or go to the Coinbase app and get help and support directly through the Coinbase app or directly through the Coinbase website, okay? That's just going to save you all of this. And then they go through all the things that they will try and scam you to do. And then this person said at the end of the day, telling them they need to step up the game because this scam is no good. They told me that it made $7 million that day. So you can see the scammers are at work and some people are unfortunately being fooled. I'm not going to share my thoughts on it except to say the very first video that I ever did, and I redid a newer version of this just a couple of weeks ago that I've done. It's called Getting Started, my very first video, and it was sharing how to get funds off Coinbase and onto other exchanges with less fees and no KYC. because if you're using an exchange with no KYC, you won't have this happen to you because you don't have to give any of these details to exchanges that don't have KYC. Okay, and if you're interested to find out more about that, watch my getting started video or come join me in the Discord. Tons of education and resources content there, etc. Let's have a quick look at what Bitcoin is doing here. And as you can see, there is a beautiful bull flag that is there, and the technical target that we gave for that was 130,000, 113,000, which just happens to be a Fibonacci level. Now, whether that happens or not, remember, bull flags percentage of playing out are usually about 65% success rate to the upside and about 35% where they don't succeed and they break to the downside. Do you think this bull flag is going to have a success rate to the upside, or do you think it's going to break to the downside? The two scenarios are pretty straightforward. This bull flag will continue. We'll continue to trade between about 100,000 and 105,000. Maybe we'll come down and retest this 20 EM on the daily, which is rapidly moving up. It's currently just under 100,000. It's at 99,386. We also have the Fibonacci at 99,500. So I think it's possible that we could come and retest these areas. Like I said, this candle, the low of the week is already in, right now is currently, not already in, but it's currently at 100,700. And so we could continue to stay in this area before the bull flag breaks to the upside, or we see a retrace to the downside there. Okay, the momentum indicators have kind of turned bearish on the daily time frame there. Maybe this will curl back up. We need to keep an eye on whether this curls back up. The MACD is starting to curl over there, and of course the RSI has already started its reset there, and we'll see if it breaks below the yellow line there. That will be interesting. So keeping an eye on those indicators there for Bitcoin, and so that's what I'm looking at the moment. So I know some people, like we saw, a lot of individuals probably sold here on this bull flag. And of course, for me, I wouldn't probably be selling unless I see momentum indicators turn over on the weekly time frame. And we've seen the opposite of that, of the MACDs is actually curling up. So unless this flips over and this flips over and this flips over and goes below, then I still think there is some bullish momentum to the upside. And on the longer time frames, the bulls are still in control. But if we were to see this come down quite lower down the bottom and close down here, that would be considered a little bearish, and we might start to see the weekly momentum indicators close to the downside. There'll be a pin bar candle, a bearish pin bar candle. However, if this price action was to close up quite high, there'd be a pin bar where there's a lot of buy, which is what we're seeing at the moment, where it's pushing up, and that would keep this rally going. So that close on Sunday is going to be very, very important there to see. I'd like to see us close upwards above 104K would be great there, and this can continue this momentum to the upside. Now, one of the plays that I called yesterday in the Discord, Sui, this was incredible because I had marked in the Discord $3.64, and it came down to the very cent and hit $3.64. And I know many of you in the Discord got that play and got an entry there, or even shorted it down to that level and made some money there. You can see there's been some great wins in the channel. As always, Nikola Tesla absolutely crushing it. Maddox as well, getting some great trades. William Wallace there, getting some great plays in there as well. The Braveheart trader, I call him, from Scotland there. And of course, I love seeing Too Early Rod getting in some good plays there. Love the name change, brother. Angel getting a play in there as well. And Julie, love seeing when Julie gets some wins in there, representing the female contingent in the Discord as well, making money. So you can see some great gains being made there. And if we go across to crypto plays, this is where you can see the call for Sui. Look at there, absolutely brilliant. $3.64. And the way these crypto plays can work is you can trade these to the downside of what, and then you can play this to the upside as well. And we've currently actually seen $3.89 get hit just this morning. So these levels work. I know many in the Discord making good amounts of money just trading these levels that I am giving here, either to the upside or to the downside. Like I said, there were many that grabbed a position on SUI at $3.64 yesterday from the Discord, who then were able to ride that all the way up to, I believe it was over $3.90. Huge move and great gains there for those in the Discord. I also have the Trading Signals channel. This is a new channel that I had created. Rebranded that channel. That's been working really, really well. Whenever I'm buy, I just put what I'm buying there and the price, both for stocks and crypto. And that's more for the daily and the weekly time frame trades. These are more for the shorter time frame trades, although some of these trades that I've given here have lasted many days or weeks as well. If you get that if you can get it near the bottom and just ride that momentum up, like the call that I gave on SUI last month at $2.10 and Tau at $233 and Ondo at 81 cents, and others there have made some great gains, and many of us are still in those trades from last month. So the Trading Signals channel has worked out really, really well there. And honestly, the greatest compliment that I can get is a message I received from somebody who said that they wanted to be added officially to the Discord because they had joined right at the beginning when I first started the Discord. It was new and I was still setting things up. So I guess they canceled, and maybe they thought, hey, I'll come back when more things have been built out, or whatever the reason was. It doesn't matter. But for some reason, a glitch in the matrix, they actually still remained and got access to the Tribal Trades Discord, even though they were no longer paying. And so for the last couple of months, they have been earning and getting the benefits of all the calls from the Tribal Trades Discord. And they sent me this message yesterday, and they're going to remain anonymous. Beautiful person who, some honesty here. I love the honesty. Says, any chance you can add me officially so I can pay for all your brilliant calls and new features in your Discord? I still have access to the Discord. I'd like to pay you for all the help so far. The Coinbase call made me about $1,000, so I feel it's only right to square up with you. Thank you again, and I hope that I can officially rejoin your Discord rather than freeloading of sort. And those are the great messages that I love to receive there, that they had been getting access to the Discord without paying for it and have made so much money from the Discord, they now want to pay. They could have kept receiving all these calls for free, but they're making so much money. They want to do the right thing, and I appreciate you, and I appreciate that message, and thank you so much. And that's the kind of community that we are building there in the Discord. And of course, we have live, as well as these, the daily signals that I give out, the trading signals where I buy and when I sell, and also the crypto calls and the stocks calls. We also have live sessions with me on Tuesdays and Thursdays at 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. These are all recorded. So here's the recording from yesterday's, where we did a wealth creation strategies. This is probably, I think, one of the most important videos that I have ever done. It is Discord only. And it is my strategy from here till the end of the bull run, as well as my stocks strategy as well. I know many people are very, very excited to participate in this and trade with me on this wealth creation strategies there. And so you'll get access to all of this educational content as well from the Discord when you sign up. All of our past and future trading sessions. You can see there's a bunch of archived sessions here as well. And of course, we've got one coming up on Saturday, and then we'll be back into it Tuesday and Thursday next week. And again, even if you can't make those times, there's a ton of educational content. And so I do always encourage people to watch the recordings at a later date, which many of you in the Discord do. Okay. And of course, those who do want to join the Discord, there is a link in the description. You might need to click the more button. That will pop out. There'll be a link for the Discord there. You can click on there and you can join one Discord to rule them all. And I would love to see you in there. And of course, that's all I have time for today. So until the next episode, or until I see you in the Discord, happy trading.